Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have more Reddit stories, but this time from NUS Confessions. Yes, juicy, spicy university life, romance or cheating stories. We got it all, so sit tight and let's jump into the stories. Okay, this NUS confession is a cheating story confession. At the age of 22 in 2020, year 2 NUS female, my mom had depression, which prompted my dad to quit his job to take care of my mom. Since that year, I was suddenly forced into being the only breadwinner of the family. While studying, I took on part-time jobs and internships while studying to save up for allowance, give my parents some money, and save to pay for my tuition fees. It has been very tiring, but I endured throughout. I did not tell my friends about the situation, and they thought that I was just hardworking. By the end of year 4, I had 4 internships, including a long-term part-time job that made my resume stand out. My sincerity and hard work landed me good testimonials written by my managers from the 2 internships. Fast forward to December 2021, my last internship was a nightmare to me as my supervisor was very overbearing. I cried a lot silently and begged with her throughout. I cannot quit as it was a graded FYI, so final year internship. Towards the end of the 4th internship, there was finally light at the end of the tunnel. That was at least something, I thought. I was thankful to have found a full-time job shortly after I graduated for NUS. For the sake of money, to provide a better living for my family, I accepted the full-time job immediately. The pay was 3.5k, which is average pay for my degree. Little did I know it was just the beginning of my nightmare. My immediate supervisor micromanaged me a lot, scolded me a lot, and didn't give me face while scolding me in front of other colleagues. My reputation went down. The only good side is my reporting officer is very understanding in his words. Nevertheless, he still cited my immediate supervisor as she is a top performer in the company. Throughout 1 year plus, I lost weight and dreaded work, but I cannot quit for fear that my family income will hit zero as the only breadwinner in the family. Concurrently, in June 2022, I met my first love through my childhood friend and we got together in December 2022. He was someone who I can turn to about family issues and has similar goals and values as me. Whenever I felt tired from working and carrying family burden, I endured throughout the weekdays and weekends have always been my greatest pleasure to hang out with him. He was just like my best friend and reliable partner. I treat his parents as though they are my parents. Whenever I have nice food, I will bring it over to their house to share. Little did I know, in February 2023, I realized he has been cheating on me all this while, and worst of all, his family and that childhood friend who introduced me to him have known about it and have been hiding the issue from me. I have never felt so hurt in my heart. My world came crashing down. He apologized and I forgave him. Then a few months down the road, I discovered him seeing another girl again. I blocked him and he came to my house to apologize to me. As I was kind-hearted, I chose to forgive him and let him slide. The last straws were caught a random bouquet of flowers at his house. He cannot explain what the flowers are and his mom had to jump in to cover for him. Epic fail. He brought me to a friend's gathering session and openly checked out other girls. Neither did he introduce me to the rest. I was left transparent there. Number 3, lying about his whereabouts, only to find out that he was going on dates. In June 2023, I mustered the courage to totally cut him off and walk away. It was never easy. He came back sometimes to check in and I just ignored him. I was low-key disappointed when our mutual friends from other clique knew about the breakup. They sided him. They obviously did not know about his cheating affair and chose to side him. I felt like there was no point for myself to fight for my say since they did not believe me. Currently, I'm 25 years old in November 2023 and I decided to take my power back. Having minimal friends doesn't matter. What matters is that I have my own back. What keeps me going is still my obligation to provide for my family. I'm still learning, but I will never give up. I've been attending counseling sessions to cope with my feelings and my situation. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Thanks for listening. First off, forgiving a guy for cheating on you twice is a lot of work. Like, you gotta be the kindest saint on earth to forgive a guy for cheating on you twice and then openly checking out girls. And also, what is that part about his mom, his family, basically covering his cheating in front of her? It's like you're condoning your child to commit this kind of nonsense, heinous acts in front of his girlfriend. Like, I know he's your son, but if your son has gone astray, if he's diverted from the righteous path, shouldn't you, as their mother, as their father, bring him back to reality, bring him back to the right path? And this, covering up for your son when he's obviously cheating, I don't know what kind of parenting that is, but that is insane, okay? And that is her first love, so that's a lot of baggage. I feel like people in their first love who probably got cheated on their first love, that's gotta hurt a lot. Because your first love, right, when you break up, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna think about it for many times down the road, and then it sucks even more if it's from cheating. Because then your next person, you gotta be extra anxious. You gotta check their phone. You gotta make sure that they don't check other girls. You get like extra wary of like how they treat you. But it's good that OP has been attending counseling session to talk about the feelings, talk about like things that have happened at work and like at home. I just feel like she's in a situation where she has to take on a lot of responsibility, a lot of stress on her own, dealt with it on her own. And while it is admirable that you're able to solve a lot of problems on your own, I feel like it does not mean that you are weak to ask for help. You should ask for help if you need someone to listen to you, if you need someone to give you suggestions. It is not a weakness to confide in someone. Okay, this next story is low-key a bit short, but a bit crazy. Not really crazy, it feels like so real that it's a bit scary, you know what I mean? This one is posted 3 years ago. I'm 35, male, married with 2 kids. I met my wife in school when I was 22 and she was 20. We dated for 7 years before tying the knot. Throughout our relationship, I've always thought of her as my future partner because she is what society considers to be an ideal girl. She's smart, pretty, loving, kids loving, etc. 2 years ago, I started to have some feelings about my colleague. I feel extremely guilty about it, but I cannot control it. While my wife is great in the eyes of others, I'm lacking this excitement in life. Our conversations are very superficial, like what the kids eat, how the kids behave. We don't delve into topics about my emotions and my feelings. The colleague of mine is a stunner in my opinion. My friends and colleagues think my wife is way prettier though. We can chat for hours and talk about anything and everything. She feels like my soulmate. I haven't cheated physically, but I feel like I'm already cheating emotionally. I don't know if I love my wife romantically anymore or love her as a friend or whether I have even loved her at all. What should I do? Yo, this is insane. Saying that you might never have loved her at all. That is a bold declaration. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure OP does not feel that way. It's just that in the heat of the moment, right now, he doesn't know what he likes about her. Because there's been kids in the mix. There has been years of just feeling like roommates where he don't feel like they were romantically involved anymore because everything about their life is boiled down to the kids. And I feel like this kind of thing is normal. I'm pretty sure there are many families out there who have the same problem where after you get married, you feel like your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your spouse has just devolved into something that's like a roommate situation. Because when you guys have kids, you barely got energy. You have no time to think about other things. You just want to take care of the kids, go to work, come back, sleep. You have no energy whatsoever to think about going on dates, about telling people you love them, taking care of your partner. And I think it's really sad when like you get married and then you guys realize that over time you are complacent about dates. You guys don't say you love them anymore. You guys don't feel excited living with them or doing things for them. I feel like this kind of thing is like an accumulation of like when you stop putting effort in, like from both sides, when both parties stop putting in effort to spice up their wedding life, their marriage life, to spice up their life after kids, then your marriage will feel like a funeral. It will feel like it's the place where all sex dies, where all romance dies, and then your life is just you and your kids and roommates. My solution to that is put in effort. To put in effort, remember what drew you into your partner at the very start. Remember how you guys clicked, what you guys like, take part in hobbies that you guys used to do together. Even if it's a small mini date to the supermarket, you can, buy things that each other likes to eat and then sit together, Netflix, chill. Even small things like that, I feel like it will make a big difference to someone's marriage life. You just need to put in a little bit of effort, to make something different in your day-to-day life. Because if you live your day-to-day life, like you go to work and then you clock out and then you go to bed and then you just say hi and bye to a partner, then what kind of marriage life is that? You know what I mean? It's like so boring, it's so dead. But that's just me, I don't know. Okay, this last confession is low-key kind of whack. Not low-key, it's high-key. There's drugs involved, so I indirectly caused someone's life to end and I have zero regrets. This happened about 15 years ago and before I moved into Singapore. I won't say which country I was in, but it's definitely the neighboring country and most like you can guess which.
What?
The grammar's weird. Very important info for this story. I'm a snitch, like a heavy professional snitch. It doesn't matter how small and insignificant it is. If it's wrong against the laws or the rules or simply immoral, I'll snitch on you. I snitch on my friend's cheating exam, people recording in the cinema, my friend cheating on his girlfriend, etc. I never get caught because that's how good I am at snitching. So I'll never get those stitches. As for why I snitch, for fun. I simply feel joy seeing people's plan get ruined for breaking the rules. It's a guilty pleasure that I couldn't explain. So when I was in university, my best friend invited me to study together with his friends for our finals. So I agreed, but I'd never been to his friend's place before. When we reached there, I was shocked. They were doing drugs in their house. Ketamine, heroin, meth, you name it. I only know it because I studied those things in my course. What's disappointing is that my best friend is involved and also doing drugs and deal with them too. I was extremely uncomfortable and disappointed finding out about this. I played it cool and act chill. After a while, I pretended to have a phone call and told my best friend and his best friends that I got to go back. They were so into the drugs that they barely even responded to me nor noticed me. I went back home, took a heavy shower, and started on my plan to snitch on them. I bought some gloves to prevent my fingerprints being exposed, wrote down the address of their home with a small note saying that there's something suspicious there, in a different writing style than mine so that no one will know it's me. Wore my medical mask and prop glasses, went to the police station, and I pretended to give one of the police something they dropped behind, which was the paper I printed. Once he took it, I immediately walked away as the police got distracted reading the paper I gave. I then simply went back home and sleep. The next day, I went for my finals but noticed that my best friend isn't present. Night falls. I decided to go to his house to check. But he's not there. His parents were there and invited me inside. They told me everything that happened from last night till afternoon on that day. Apparently, police raided the house I gave the address to while they were still on drugs. They got caught and sent to jail. I asked my best friend's parents how did the police know, and they said the police received a paper printed with the address of the house from a stranger. Apparently, police didn't bother to investigate who sent the paper. They simply looked at this person as a form of harmless vigilante. But here's what shocked me. After a few days, my best friend's friend got a death sentence for owning those drugs. But my best friend only got jail time for decades since he doesn't own the drugs but consume it. I'm not sure about how the technicality of the laws work really, but 3 people's life ended, and one got decades of jail time, all because of me. I regularly visited my best friend in jail before, and he said that he regretted everything about drugs. But what he doesn't know is that I did this to him and his friends. His parents spent so much money on some legal stuff to lower the punishment. They managed, but it only was lowered by a few years. I still couldn't believe that I indirectly caused someone's life to end and made one of them stay in jail for so long. But I have no regrets. Lost and lost, and I don't discriminate. Yo, this is a heavy read. This is one of the heaviest thing I read on confession. I don't know how I feel about this, but I feel like if I were him or her, I probably won't snitch per se, because I know how bad having drugs is, and I know that my friend is aware and he or she is like taking drugs. My first thought, right, would not be to send them to justice. My first thought is trying to reform my friend, like trying to tell them, hey, this drug is kind of bad for you, like why are you taking drugs? And then I'll try to get my best friend to see things clearly lah, to like try to quit while it's like still early, you know. And then only when they are very stubborn or they insist, then maybe I will inform the police. But I feel like this is really too insane. I wouldn't do that to my friend because I feel bad, and I couldn't live with like knowing that I actually did that to my friend. I sent someone to jail and I actually caused someone to die for breaking the law. I don't know. I just personally, I don't think my conscience can do that, because I believe that they deserve reform. They deserve a second chance. And only if they still insist on their ways, then maybe justice can come in. But yeah, that is insane. That's one of the craziest read today. Okay, I think that is all we have for today. If you like the stories, if you like listening to me read, do comment, like, and subscribe. And I have more stories for you guys next time. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!